Welcome back, my beautiful nerds. Okay, on this day, I wake up with the energy of 1,000 boobs newly released from a slightly too tight sports bra that you had to go wear to an event that you didn't want to go to, anyways. The joy, the vibes, everything, like my cup overfloweth. I was tickled pink. Now, my house isn't as bad as it usually is. And I've said that so many times now that I think new baseline. Like maybe this is my new terrible, and that is an epic win. That's such a good improvement. Like look at this table back here. That's not very much. Like we can still see that it is in fact a table and not a hoarder's trash pile. Amazing. This part, ignore this part. It's not like I had moved that chair just for funsies. I was doing a sponsored video and I had to put rugs somewhere. And that's just what happened there, which is why this space that you're looking at now is empty. I was doing influencer things, okay? I'm amazing. Look at these two rugs together that Sweet Potato is sitting on. This one, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And the white one, we have to talk about those two patterns next to each other later, like much later. Like that's the end of the video. Spoilers, I want to talk about that in 1 hour. All right, so whole house clean, right? I have not cleaned off these windows in a while, and I have been staring at how disgusting they were. And they really came into play the last one of my other videos earlier in the week or last week, where Sweet Potato was screaming curse words at a squirrel. And I was trying to show you guys the squirrel, and all I really effectively showed you was how filthy these windows are. It was not great. So we're getting those taken care of. There's a little bit of mold growing in that back corner, mold mildew. One of my pillows had fallen behind my big green chair that's in the middle of the floor. And those two things, the window and the pillow pressed up against each other, provided mutual mold growth. And so, yeah, let's take care of that. I sprayed it with hydrogen peroxide because that tackles it really well, apparently. And I'm happy that it's going to be so pretty. Like, look, I'm going to look outside at the storms rolling in because it's storm season, and I'm just going to be able to see through the filthy glass. That's freaking thrilling. And also, it's not that hot outside. Sorry. I just kind of distracted myself. And also, it's not that hot outside. So when I go to do the other side of the windows, I don't hate my life. Another beautiful thing about, I think it's right now, I don't film it, but it's in this time frame. I figure out I no longer need a husband because I diagnosed and almost repaired the back door in that patio without a man. And so, yeah, I'm a handyman. I can do anything. I haven't actually fixed it. I just made it to where it functions, but it's still absolutely broken. But I mean, I'm amazing. What happened was, so we were talking about my back porch. I showed you guys the same time we were talking about the squirrel that was in the yard, just being a menace of society. The back screen door did not shut. It was like stuck open. And some of you guys said it could be the weather, just a lot of different things. What it was is that arm on the top, the one that goes and like slowly lets it shut. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It had on the bracket had shifted and no longer would let it like move. The screws came loose, not screws, the bolts came loose enough to where it could adjust how long it goes out and in. Um, sorry. And that needed to be fixed. I personally could not figure out how to fix that part. I needed needle nose pliers and I could not find them. Um, and so I do need Mark to find those. So I guess I'll stay married until needle nose pliers. And then he's on the outs, guys. We are going to get that divorce arc that we have been dying for, right? Um, but the door does shut. And that's good because my cats love to go out. We actually call it the catio. And they love it out there, but I couldn't let them out if the door wouldn't shut because they're sketchy little bastards who would go out and fight the gator in the pond behind my house. We cannot allow that. All right. We are getting one of the rugs that I got from that sponsored video, and we're going to put it in here. And you know what? I did the whole thing with 8x10 rugs because I genuinely thought that that's the size that I put in this zone. I don't think it is. You guys, I think I have like a 9 by 12 usually. Because when I'm counting the planks like this, it's not what I'm used to. Usually it's 5.5 on either side, and that was not even close. And it looks a lot smaller, but I do think it's a good thing. And I'll talk about that later because I don't know, it won't make too much sense now. Okay, here's another thing that I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how pissed so many people are going to be by this video and my next few videos. I think it's going to really frustrate and upset a ton of you. So I have a dumpster outside. I am trying to do my garage and a few other things before I go on my epic, amazing adventure. Pee Wee's Big Adventure is happening. I'm not going to the Alamo, so never mind. I could go to the Alamo. Could. My kids didn't really care about it, but I really enjoy the Alamo. Okay, we'll see. Put a pin in that. Who knows if that will really happen. Also not the point. So I have a giant dumpster outside and I am throwing things away. I am throwing things away that I just don't care about, that no longer spark joy. I am Marie Komodo dragoning everything, even things that could easily be donated or resold. Here's why. Here's a good example. Well, okay, this is a crappy example because the poof that I'm about to pick up and look at is like been used as a cat scratcher. One of the cats, all three of the cats, I have no idea, have been scratching the crap out of that little stuffable ottoman that I just got. So you know what? Throw it away. I don't care. I'm going to throw it away. There's other pieces of furniture that, yeah, sure, somebody could come refurnish it, but I'm not going to, and I'm not going to drop it off. I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to take a lot of this recycling that should go in the recycling, except it would not fit in my recycle. I would have to make a giant cardboard mountain again, flatten it, stuff it in my Suburban, which by the way, I would have to clean out because nothing's fitting in there. My kids barely fit in there. Because I have just way too much junk. It needs to be cleaned out. And I would have to drive it to the recycling place, pay, and then take it out of my car on my own and stuff it into a giant monster compressing thing that I'm terrified of. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to throw all of that in a dumpster. I'm throwing away things that are actually probably perfectly fine and could be reused. It's going in the dumpster. You know why? Because if I have to do so many more tasks, I'm not going to do it. I am not in the mental place where I can just add 7,000 other things. My house, I am thriving right now. I am cleaning my house. My house is so clean to start out with. Also, if you're new, surprise, this is amazing for me. My house is freaking clean. I'm awesome. And so subscribe because I'm awesome and you'll love it. Um, I I'm not there, guys. I'm not in the, oh, let's declutter, let's repurpose. Because you know what? Somebody's going to take that stupid headboard that has been in my garage for coming up on a year and they're just going to like, I don't know, put barnyard doors on it and then like sell it on Etsy. Nobody needs my crap. And guess what? I don't even buy good crap. These aren't antiques that my great-great-grandmother gave me. It's some crap that I bought off of Amazon that like child slave labor made in China. These aren't things we're not of the generation of stuff that lasts. We just aren't. And the only place I could really bring some of those things is Goodwill, which is for profit and kind of a terrible company, but they are my dumping ground because I know they'll take my crap. So I don't know, I'm just going to throw things away and that's fine. That's all there is to it. So if that drives you insane, keep watching. It's going to get so much worse. You're going to hate it. I'm feeling pretty good about the amount of work that I have to do. I think I can get it done in one day. I can't. I don't, but I think I can. And I love that for me. Oh, because this freaking nemesis, I wildly underestimate the energy, the time, the horrors, the abject horror of this zone. I have to move my couch, which we have not done in quite some time. I have pretended to sweep under it. I've like stuck my broom in the front edges a few times. I've looked under there because I've lost things, but I really haven't moved the couch and seen what's under there, and that will become vastly evident in a moment. And so starting out, I was like, okay, let's just move the thing. We can do sweep, all that stuff. And then I was like, no, because then you'll like knock off everything from the couch when you clean the couch onto the newly cleaned floor part. And that was unacceptable to me. So now we're fluffing the couch pillows. We are disturbing Her Royal Highness Kesha from her zone, which is offensive. I've already called PETA and also CPS because maybe they would be interested in my abuse of Kesha. But she, alas, has to be on the floor for a few moments, and that's terrible for her. All right, low effort, but I am vacuuming this. It is pretty low effort, though. All right, here we go, you guys. You're going to love this. Oh, there she goes. Don't worry, you guys. She's back on the couch. And she absolutely refuses for me to put this green pillow where she was sitting. She was like, no, how dare you? There's a lot of how dare yous happening in her world right now. It just gets terrifying. Here we go. Ready, guys? Leroy loves it because this is always where his tennis balls go to die. Look at this. Look at this glorious beast. It's amazing. There's a lot of socks. My headphones. Okay, remember you guys, I lost my headphones for a really long time. Then I had to buy new headphones. Found my headphones. That's fine because the black ones were mostly broken anyways because of how many times I put them through the wash. So, but I have backup ones. If my new white ones go through the wash too many times, I'll have a set of black ones that I could switch back to. So I'm trying to pick through and get all of the tennis balls out of there, all of the different socks. And under here is a lot of my Rottweiler beauty. She passed several months ago. Her fur and then one of the large meaty bones had made it really deep under there. And so that was under there too. So it was kind of nice, to be honest, to sweep up more of Beauty's fur. I'm pretty sure that's the last time that's going to happen for me, which is a lot sadder than I thought it was going to be, but it was nice seeing it again. That used to be so much of the sweeping. Do you guys remember the massive piles? It was like pile up the size of Leroy in every room. She sheds so much. And I did not know Rottweilers shed that much when my husband was like, we should get a Rottweiler. I was like, yeah, that seems low maintenance. It was not. So I had so much crud on the bottom of my foot that I had to clean it off. I'm just using this cardboard box as my dumpster for the time being, my little trashy binny. Oh, I have to play with editing today because I ask all of my kids if they're comfortable with what footage that they are caught up in, and I let them control their social media presence on my YouTube channel because it's my choice that I decided to start a YouTube channel, not theirs. And while we are working on having them a little bit more just for payment purposes, like full transparency, guys, I want to show my kids a little bit more so that we can meet kind of a casual threshold of, sure, they should get paid for this once I get to that level of YouTuber. I am not that level yet, you guys, but I have hopes that I will. So I like this video and share it with people. I just want to get to that financial level where I could easily pay each kid $10,000 a year. That way we can stock up the twins um like savings and everything like that so that when we die, whoever manages their care when we're gone has resources. Like it's all I care about. But Calvin, who loves the idea of being on YouTube, he thinks it's the greatest. When I asked him this time, he's like, nope, I don't want to be in any of it. And that kid was in the background of so much of my video. It was hilarious. So some of it I learned how to fuzz blur So some of it's blurred and some might just have a little bit more choppy, weird cuts because I am just cutting my kids out. But it was so this video of all videos, I was like, "Bro, you're in the background so much. Like if you didn't want to be seen, go away." But it's fine. He'll loop back around where he'll be like, "Yes, I want to be 100% of this." So anyways, yeah, you'll see some blurs here, guys. Which was fine. I've been capable of blurring before. I think I did it in a Christmas video when I was in Hobby Lobby and a family with a younger child walked in front of where I was. The audacity. Like, why were they even there? Why were other people in Hobby Lobby? I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in so long. I really want to go. Okay, anyways, and I would be not pleased whatsoever if my kids randomly showed up on some idiot's YouTube channel. So I learned how to blur for them. But for some reason it was really difficult for me to remember how to blur it again, and I struggled hard. Okay, so the one that went into the back room over there with the bookshelf that everybody's like, your bookshelf sucks. I know, but it is not the time. That bookshelf sounds like a really good Vlogmas video. I'm going to ignore it for quite some time. So back in the disgusting bookshelf situation room, that's the Amazon rug. This is going to be the Ruggable rug. Now, when I did my sponsored video, I had mentioned that I was a little uncomfortable with the fact that these two were separate because I didn't know how the seam situation would work for me. And I was right, it sucks. So, first of all, I have no idea why I'm struggling so hard. I'm trying to get it to line up with the TV fireplace situation and where the countertops are because our counter I don't think is exactly lined up where the TV is supposed to be, but the TV is centered in like the living room zone. I don't understand it. Something is slightly off. And so it's really hard for me to center this. Also, it's really heavy. But those two seams, you can feel them when you walk on the rug in the living room. Okay, secondly, I was supposed to roll the Ruggable up and then unroll it onto the mat and not do this nonsense because the mats underneath are sticky. So every time the rug like touches the mat, it gets stuck. So I'm doing this the worst way. And I do think it shrinks a tiny bit in what? In the wash, in the dryer, because I had to go through the dryer at the laundromat. I don't have as much of a buffer edge situation. Like it matches up with the rugs, the mats more precisely than I thought it had. And so that was also annoying. But we got it in and it feels weird to me. This rug feels odd. It looks really nice and I do want to try to bring in more contrast, more varied colors. The darkness was supposed to be there. It now near the green pillows, can you kind of see that it's supposed to be a little bit greener? Maybe it's not. Maybe I've gaslit myself into thinking it was supposed to be a little bit greener, but it is a black and white rug. I don't know. But it doesn't match me, I don't think. I don't think this is right for me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. So I'm trying to get the couch to line up on the rug and line up where it's supposed to be in the kitchen, what the living room area where it's supposed to be, right? Remember the TV show Friends where Chandler, when he was married to Monica, he decides to clean the whole apartment to surprise her. And then um, Ross comes in and is like, oh no, she's going to freak out because everything's going to be in the wrong spots. And the second Monica comes in, she goes, why is it weird? I cannot figure out where this couch is supposed to be. No matter where I put it in the living room, I'm like, I don't feel like this is it. So I tried to sit in my nest corner and be like, does this feel right? If I look around, is this generally where it is? And all of it feels off. It just none of it fits. I cannot figure this out for anything. And now I never moved it. It did not feel right. We don't land in the spot where I'm like, yes, okay, this is where my couch is supposed to go. I just give up. And now it kind of feels normal in there. So the moral of the story is if you guys give up, eventually you just get used to everything and that's fine. And I'm exhausted. Everything was heavy, everything was hard, and it just was not pleasant for me. See, look, I'm trying to be like, if I'm in the middle of the couch, am I in front of the TV? And does the back of the couch match where it's supposed to go to the back of that counter? None of it works. It's all very, very stupid. Okay, I think here, yeah, I'm like, okay, be super dramatic and Leroy will really care and he'll come pay attention to you. He doesn't care. I need to get his attention. And then the second I pretend to die again, he's like, it's fine. He just doesn't care. Ugh. So I'm going to eat him first in the apocalypse. Him first, and then I'll eat Melina's cats, which she's very upset about. Okay, so I love joking around about the zombie apocalypse. Everybody knows this. Um, And then I'm obsessed with the idea of like what would happen with my tiny pets because Leroy will bark at the zombies and like flag them down. And so later we have a Discord that we like to chitty chat in. And one of our ferals, Melina, was like talking about moving her cats through the apocalypse. And another feral's like, don't worry, Beth will eat them. She's just going to eat the pets right away. And I wish that weren't true, but like, there's a chance we're going to be pretty hungry. And I wouldn't eat my pets first, but I probably would eat your pets first pretty quickly. Especially if my kids were hungry. Yeah, we're definitely eating your pets. Not in a normal scenario, you guys. I'm not out here advocating for us eating our pets, but I will pretty quickly during the apocalypse. I mean, I've already said that I would probably eat my cousin if it came down to cannibalism. Because, like, okay, wow, this is going sideways. Okay, here's why. Because you, like, where are the boundaries of cannibalism? I feel like as a society, I've talked about this before, but it's important, I feel, to raise cannibalism awareness. Um, I I feel like there are layers of affinity. Like, where do you draw the line? Whereas I would never eat my kids, but I would be happy for my kids to eat me if like a Donner Party situation, right? Um, but like I would eat my cousin. That feels okay. You know, like it's not my kid, but like I would like to survive so I could tell the story. I'd be like, I loved my cousin deeply. He was also quite delicious. I'm grateful for the joy he gave me growing up and for his delicious thigh meat. Like, I don't, oh my God. Hard pivot. Also, speaking of my Discord, I'm actually in voice chat with one of the ferals. She's body doubling for me because my head started hurting, and I'm like, okay, I just need motivation. I need help. I need to keep cleaning because I feel like I've settled on the delusion of I'm not going to get my whole house done, but I still want to get enough done. And so she's like, yeah, I'll come in. I'll talk to you. And so she pops in. Later, a couple other people pop in and just keep me company. And I didn't realize that I was this animated talking to her, but I was. Later, I'm like, okay, well, it's not like a live stream where I need her to be able to see me and in live frame. And later, I set her to the side and kind of ignore the fact that there's a video element, and I am far more productive. Lesson learned. Grateful for that. Okay. Pivoting from being very silly about who we would and would not eat in which scenarios, I did a members only video of me doing my dishes. It's a point of contention for my channel, it has been for a long time, about me cleaning my dishes before I put them in the dishwasher. I have a whole video of me absolutely just, it's not easy, it's not good, but I work through some things. I have been practicing putting my dishes in the dishwasher without fully washing them since that video. The first video broke me. It was so hard. There were tears. And it made me confront a lot of different things, but my dishes came out clean. and I didn't think they would. So I tried it again and I have been continuing to try it and I'm still investigating the dishes and they continue to come out clean. And so that really helps me. It does help knock down um my time doing any house clean because I'm not fully washing dishes. And it's helping me keep up with dishes because previously I wouldn't want to put my dirty dishes in the dishwasher prematurely because we needed to clean them all, right? And I am able to just like throw them in the dishwasher and I am doing dishes more frequently. Also, because I won't fill my dishwasher as full because I feel like it needs room to breathe. And so I have been able to stay up on my kitchen a lot better than previously. So it does look like, whereas it was a huge, huge mental block for me, much like my house was, I was able to get that done. So, what I want to say to everybody who I said kind of snide comments to when they were like, why do you wash your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher? Sometimes I was kind and balanced and answered with compassion. Sometimes I was snarky, and sometimes I was a straight up jerk. And there was a lot of pushback from me. I understood it was reasonable suggestions, but I hated the idea that you, the broad you, all of you, even my ferals, you guys, that you could be correct and I could be mistaken. I put a lot of, I don't want to say weight or value or anything. I held a lot, I clung a lot to the fact that I was reasonable and this wasn't that weird. The video I made for you guys, I cry for my members. I cry, but not because I'm struggling with the act, but I'm struggling with how broken my brain is. I hated it. It made me confront my wrong assumptions about myself. So it's not, I don't say I have OCD, but that was an OCD moment. It was a compulsion time frame. And I feel like everybody has. I feel like everybody has certain elements of basically any mental disorder. Um but not enough to be diagnosed. So I do in moments of deep stress, high stress, get really obsessive compulsive. I get really obsessed about certain ideas. Like I will let's for example, when my husband was extremely sick with COVID during like dark COVID moments, the days I was stressed and we lived in a place that you could not get any alternative medication. You couldn't get anything. It was wait until you can't breathe anymore and then we will take you into the hospital. That was it. Those were our things. And I was nowhere near anybody who could help me with the kids. If Mark went to the hospital, it would be me just pushing him out of the car as I drove off because nobody would have been able to watch our kids. I was high stress. And so I started, having him take his temperature. And then I started taking his temperature for him because I wanted to see the numbers and I would do it left ear, right ear, left ear, right ear. So I would have four temps to like consider in my mind. And I was giving him vitamins, various vitamins, and like Tylenol to help. And then I was like, babe, like I know you, I love you, I trust you. But I'm going to need to see inside your mouth after you swallow those so I can verify that you swallowed them. I don't know why I thought he was cheeking his meds like he was in prison. I'm going to sell it on the black market for I I don't know. I haven't been to prison enough to know what you sell things for. Like I don't extra ramen packets. Let's keep it clean. So like I don't know why I thought this man was lying to me about his vitamin C and Tylenol combo and I would make him let me look inside his mouth. I guess I was just so stressed. I started getting really hyper obsessed about it. And so it went sideways. So like in moments of stress, I can get really weird. And so clearly my anxiety and everything like that has flared significantly. I am working on it. And I decided that I had to hand wash all of my dishes for them to be clean. They didn't come out clean. I was running, here's a way that I never thought of until I had to do this practice. Because I didn't wash anything, I put the dishwasher on like the 3 hour normal cycle. Whereas previously, when I was hand washing dishes, I would do the quick wash because I had already washed them, right? And so if something had been left on the plates, the quick wash wasn't going to catch it. So I decided that confirmed my crazy that dishwashers don't actually wash your dishes. Now that I put them in dirty, I put it in for the longer cycle, they come out gorgeous and dry. Um, so I was shooting myself in the foot there. And I absolutely agree, you guys. My dishwasher cleans my dishes. It is much easier and it saves so much time. I just couldn't agree with you guys. I was mad at you. I lashed out and was angry with all of that because I just I was protecting my own brain. Now, I still agree that probably tidy as you go, which I hate. I hate that, you guys. Stop telling me to tidy as I go is probably what would make my life easier. I'm just not there yet. I'm trying. I am trying and I am still resistant. And I love your advice that you guys give me, and I hate the advice that you guys give me. I am so grateful for tips and tricks. And I also think that you're an absolute idiot and my way is the best way. Shut up. Right? But I'm working on it, you guys. I really am. And I feel like the progress that I have shown in the last, I think it's 16 months, but who knows, that I have been documenting this progress for you guys. I mean, it's incredible what I have accomplished. And I'm like so hopeful that you guys out there are also making any form of progress. It's so hard to see. I didn't see it for a really long time. I think it was in the past few weeks, maybe months that I'm looking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. And it helps that now I have videos from this time frame that I'm able to layer over. So when I have a spring whole house clean, I have an old whole house clean and I have an old starting point from that and a new starting point. When I am filming and editing, I physically see, okay, this has 5 hours of footage as opposed to this had 6 hours of footage. It just, I have tangible mathematical evidence that I am cleaning faster and that it's easier. Um, it's incredible. I am so grateful for all of this. I don't know. I love having visual proof that my mental health is improving even when my mental health sucks. I've had super high anxiety for a while. I've been talking to you guys about that. My super high anxiety is not here right now. Thankfully, I am in a very up part of my life and I love that for me. I do This is the last little bit that I get done. My husband gets home and I it's hard enough with the kids where I'm like, "Hey kids, could you hang out in your rooms or go outside or do stuff like that while I'm filming?" Or they're in zones where I intentionally, "Hey, look at that idiot right there." Um I just intentionally can film around them, but I don't when my husband comes home from a long day of work want to be like, "Will you hide in like the closet for a little bit? Will you be in the bathroom for until I'm done?" I just don't love that. And so I'm like, okay, if I finish this island, this huge visual representation of like my life, I swear it's when the island's good, I'm pretty good. And you can slowly see my whole world get worse as it clutters. It just, you know. So I am just wrapping this element up and I will start over the next day because my husband's home. Unfortunately, I'm already have a little bit of a headache. I'm not feeling great. I do know that I do not have enough of my testosterone dose in my body, but super okay, you guys, this is wildly personal. Mac, stop watching my video. I am super close to the end of my cycle. And if I don't know if it's true, it just is true for my body. If I take my testosterone supplements, which is a very, very small dose, I don't get hormonal migraines at the end of my cycle. Um, but for some reason, I had barely half a dose for my last shot, which was 2 weeks ago. I get one shot every 2 weeks, and it just wasn't enough, and I can feel the headache coming in. And yep, I get a migraine. It knocks me out the rest of this night. The whole next day, I'm completely non-functional. I am trying to be present, and like I hop in my Discord here and there and I try to do things. I think I get a load of dishes done the next day, but by that evening I am just struggling not to be sick to my stomach. And I do call my doctor. They refill my prescription. Mark comes home on lunch to give me the shots. And by the next morning, I stop having a headache and I feel glorious. And I'm so happy for that. But it does take me out for quite some time. So now I'm sure you guys are confused because you see this apron going on. It's me. I'm just dressed like a ninja. So if you can't see me, it's just that's me in my super cool ninja outfit. Black pants, black top. I can definitely do a jewelry heist. Um oh, also cute. I was trying to figure out I was troubleshooting my migraine too because I am doing keto. Um and so it was like, "Oh, your potassium and your magnesium might be a little bit low." Oh, that apron was bothering the back of my head, so I had to switch to one that didn't tie behind my neck. And I had been telling my husband that, and he bought me avocados and bananas so I could have more magnesium and potassium. And I was like, oh, why do we have bananas? I could not figure out the banana situation. And oh, it was just him trying to get me more potassium, even though I'm keto. What an idiot. I am definitely divorcing him. All right, moving right along. I don't have very many dishes because I had been able to run a load of dishes in the dishwasher without pre-washing them while I had a headache. That saved me. I honestly would not have been able to do it. I just every time I stood up, it got significantly worse, so I was trying to microdose standing. And but because I was able to quickly throw it in, I had been able to stay up a little bit on the dishes. Not that much clutter got on the kitchen. I think we had Brenner the first night. My I was sitting there, my husband was telling me about his day that evening, and like the more he was speaking, like the brighter the lights were getting and the auras were like trimming around the edges of my eyes. And so he made Brenner, and I had none of it because it just eating was absolutely not going to stay down. And then the kitchen was pretty tidy still. And now the next day, none of this is important. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. I just am. Oh, we did oven pizzas. I had him just get frozen pizzas, and that's what we had that night. And so yay, clean. I just have some pans that I had been ignoring a very long time. I just have been avoiding these baking sheets and a couple of pans. Um, but I'm doing them now and I'm very happy about that. So I made a list of things that I need to get accomplished this weekend. Finishing the whole house clean, this editing that I'm currently doing and the uploading of it, that's at the top of my list. So when you're watching this, check it off that list. I have accomplished that because I'm amazing. I do need to, because I'm still stressed about the stupid dumpster being in front of my house, making my neighbors mad. I will just get the two big items that I want out of my garage no matter what. I'll get those into the dumpster next, just because, fine, no matter what else happens, if he takes the dumpster away right after that, I will still be very pleased with what in that went in there. But beyond those two items, I'm not going to be able to finish the whole garage because the garage contains a lot of Christmas things. And the Christmas things go in the attic. Well, I also have Christmas things in the kids' upstairs playroom that need to go in the attic. So, common denominator, I need to do the attic. So, get those two big ticket items into the dumpster, upstairs attic. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. That's just like, I say that now. It's going to be my couch all over again, where I'm like, let's just move the couch. And then catastrophe. Um, Also, every night when I go to bed and I'm thinking through the high anxiety things of like, you need to get this done. You need to get this done. I think of the attic, but every time in my mind, I open the attic door to go in. It's like when in Harry Potter, they were opening the door to go into Severus's house after he died. And after the whatever they called it, the group of baddies who were fighting Voldemort after they had to disband and they were trying to get into that house, that ghost that comes out and screams at them. I'm worried that that's going to happen to me, and it's scary. But I would like to do it if I also get a house elf in the mix. Like even a grumpy one, even one that like deeply wants to work against my interests but is bonded to my family, so has to do things for me. 1,000% I would take that house elf. I don't mind a little bit of snarky jerk attitude, which explains why I'm married to my husband. I don't mind that as long as you're team Beth, and he is my husband, not my house elf. Um, and so yeah, I can totally tolerate that. I've done that for 20 years. I want that. Moral of the story is, could I please have a grouchy house elf? So I just need to kind of reorganize some of the attic stuff. And then there's some of the attic stuff that I packed up in my old house that I can just throw out because I have not bothered to go up there to open that crap. There's some bedding in there, out. I don't care about that bedding. I think there are like decorative pillows, clearly out. I've been through all of the seasons and have not given a crap about them. Those are done. And then I'm going to move, you'll see. I'll rearrange things. Then we can do the kids' upstairs playroom. Now, why do I not make the kids do it? One, it's wildly out of control again. There's just not a good way for two autistic or one ADHD brain to go up there and be able to process and clean and do any of it. There will just be zero executive functioning up there. And two, I want the content. I need it. I want to put it in my back pocket. That's mine. How dare they try to take it from me? So I don't care. I will do it. Am I actively letting my kids be disgusting so that I can have content? Absolutely not. It is me avoiding going into certain places because I just am, I don't know, maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I just have lack of motivation. I am trying to work on my own crap. And so upstairs ceases to exist in my brain 98% of the time. And then by the time I go up there, it has slowly but surely unraveled into what it is. You'll see. You guys will see. Also, I put up all of the Christmas crap, just dumped it in the middle of there and haven't wandered back. So they've been working around that. It's not great. So we will do that. And then we will go down and get the rest of the stuff out of the garage that I want to go in that dumpster. And I will make sure he picks up that dumpster Monday. I need a deadline. This, keep it as long as you want, babe, is not okay for me. I need a deadline. I need it to be a tight deadline to where I have to panic do literally everything in 72 hours as opposed to doing all of that exact same stuff over a week and a half. It's just easier for me. It's easier for me to I need the panic. I need deadline mode. Have you guys seen that cartoon where you just sit there frozen until it's an absolute crisis and then you're just you're a superhero. I can do anything. I will be able to lift up my car and move it because of my crazy panic stress. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, I'm sure it's healthy for me. Leave me alone. This is the best. I am a mental health queen. We can all tell. So that's my plan for this weekend. I wonder what your guys' plans are. And it should be relatively cool enough that I don't die of heat stroke, and I don't think we're going to have any major storms mucking me up. And I'm excited to have a ton of places for me to throw away my trash. Another big problem when I do a massive clean is all of those trash bags don't fit my trash bin. And so you're like, you have to piece them out over the next few weeks so that they get picked up by my trash company. Yay. Also, I should check if I'm on automatic pay with my trash company because they still collect my trash, but I feel like I haven't paid them in a year. I have to be on automatic pay or I do not pay. Those are my two options. And so like every once in a while I'll call companies and be like, hello, do I owe you like $100 million? And they'll be like, no, you're on auto pay. I'm like, great. Love that for us. Bye. Um, oh, that means I have to call the water company for the irrigation. For some reason, our home water and our yard water, totally different companies. And I hate that. And for some reason, I am not on auto pay for yard company. And I should probably call them and pay them because it's probably been a while. Poop. Okay, so I'll get that done too. So that is my list of things to do. This sink is gross. And I am so glad I scrubbed it out. It was really bothering me. Okay, sorry, I know it's snip, snap, snip, snap. 3 vasectomies. That is a office quote, and it is for one specific feral who deeply loves it. And I love you too, babe. If I don't have my dishes emptied, like if I haven't done all of my dishes, I don't scrub out my sink because I still have a lot of gross dishes and the sink's going to get gross and it just never ends, right? And so because I have to do these massive dishwashings, I never really finish the dishes. And so like I don't know, my sink is cleaner is what I'm trying to say. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. And I do not give any of you guys credit. It was all my idea. I have always said that I need to do my dishes this way and it had nothing to do with you guys. Just wait how unstoppable I'll be if I actually tidied as I go'd. It would be incredible. I will definitely become a dictator at that point. It'll be incredible. I like these little brackety thingies and I hate these little brackety thingies because they get really gross and they're hard to scrub off. But I do like that it elevates my dishes from touching the bottom of my sink. I don't understand the purpose of that. It just makes me feel good. And if you're lucky, one of your silverwares will shove underneath it. And then you have to play like a little game between the wires trying to like squiggle it back up. And that's always a delight when there are disgusting things underneath that and you have to touch it. Ugh. Okay. And also, I'm using cleaning wipes because that was the first cleaner I saw available. And I was not about to derail myself by trying to find spray cleaner and paper towels. My daughter very subtly has been bringing out the brownie mix and putting it in the kitchen. I don't know why. I don't get the context of that, but she does. She keeps bringing it out and putting it out there. And she's just like, oh, casual suggestion for you. All right, just a baby wipe off of this area. And okay. And I'm doing everything out of order because things just seem to be a little bit mucked up. Usually I like to do entryway, then kitchen. And we're ignoring the entryway, you guys. There's a lot in there for other reasons. I cannot address the entryway at this moment. But kitchen's like the middle of the job and other areas are done. And it just feels very thrown off for me. And usually I like to mop my kitchen basically last. Does not happen for me. So you guys asked this a ton, and the mopping system that I use is a Bona floor mop. I can link that because I'm an influencer. I will put a link in the description below. I'll also link my floor cleaner. My floor cleaner is a bulk jug of Members Mark brands. I can also link that. I buy it at Sam's Club. I thought it was Sam's Club's brand, but you can also purchase it on Amazon. So I don't really know what to make of that. Is Sam's Club selling stuff on, oh, did I say Instagram? I meant to say Amazon. Um, is that happening? Is that a thing? Can you get other store brands off of Amazon? Like, can I get Hearth and Home off of Amazon? That's not exactly a Target brand, but a brand carried by Target. So I don't know if that was an equal thing. All right. This table. I'm smelling this body wash. It's peony, rose water, and sea salt, and I hate the scent of rose. And so I'm trying to see if it was overwhelmingly rose. It wasn't. It was mostly peony, and I do like that. And so I probably will wash my body with that. It's such a risky game because then it's in your skin. And if you don't like the smell, you can't escape it. It follows you around because I personally wear my skin everywhere I go. I don't know if everyone does that, but I haven't taken it off yet. I've taken pieces of it off. But I regenerate it because I'm amazing. Um and so like you just can't escape it. It's almost worse than when you use a new shampoo conditioner and you hate that smell, but it's by your face. It's like just right there on your nose and you're like maybe if I put my hair in a bun, I won't smell it as much. Basically that vibe. So I think I'm going to try it. Hopefully I don't hate it. And my poor husband, sometimes he'll switch and I'm like, what is that? How dare you? And he's like, well, no, when I use up the bottle, I was like, no, $4 is not worth like what? A month and a half of you smelling like that. I hate that smell. It's in my brain. Also, because I am a delight to live with, I finally asked him to please put on cologne in the car on his way to work instead of in our bathroom on his way out the door, just because it lingers so much. I love how he smells. I really do. Like, I want to smell him all the time. I cannot handle how strong the first little bit of cologne is. It's too much for me and it was giving me headaches. And so finally I was like, I love you so much and you smell so great and I think you're amazing and I'm so attracted to you and I think your hygiene is on point. But stop putting on cologne in the house. You have to do that like secretly. Hide it from me like it's a dark secret. Like you have an OnlyFans subscription to, I don't know, somebody. I don't go on OnlyFans, so had nothing in my pocket. Lily Phillips, because she was in the news. You know, like that's the level of discreet I would like you to be when you put on cologne. And I love it because now when he comes home, it's the exact perfect level and he smells so good and I don't have a headache. So, in case you guys don't know, in case you're not in the depths of terribleness like I am, remember a long time ago we were talking about the OF model, which is such a weird phrasing for that. The woman who was like, "Oh, I can spend time with," I think she's the one who did 100 guys in 12 hours. Um and then she was friends with another one, something blue, who was like, yeah, I did 1,000. And I was like, what's happening here? And it's so insane. And I do believe all of that footage for the 1,000 girl, the blue girl, all of that footage cannot be used because I guess that platform couldn't verify that everybody was older than 18. I can't imagine. That is like running 4 Boston marathons in a row and somebody being like, doesn't count. We couldn't tell what shoes you were wearing. Like, could you imagine that much endurance sports? And they were just like, sorry, try again. No, thank you. That's insane to me. It's insane to me for a lot of different layers, but she had like, that's got to be crushing. I get that the advertisement element of it, the everybody was talking about it part, that probably helped, but geez Louise, I couldn't imagine. I get sad when I start cleaning part of my house for 30 minutes and I come back and I realize I did not hit record. It's that, but 1,000 dudes. Okay, so I throw away that table and these chairs. Oh, crud, there's one of those chairs in my son's room that I have to throw away because I'm tired of them. I don't want them. They are bothering me in my house. I thought it would be a cute little zone where my kids would play together. No one has ever, in the history of ever, sat down and played anything in the chairs or on that table. It serves me no purpose. So we're going to Komodo it out of the house. And I think a few more elements, but those were the big ones. That perfectly functional table and those chairs that somebody could put chalk paint on and call it cottage core. Yeah, those are in my dumpster now, and I don't feel bad. I am so proud of myself for getting that done. Now, I don't move the camera because I'm not actually doing the entryway. This isn't really me cleaning the entryway, so please ignore that part. I'm just like, you know, why not though? I already had the broom out. I didn't move anything. Might as well get some of that clutter up, that grossness, because I didn't want to sit on my couch that is in a weird spot and feel disoriented and also see pieces of tissue in my entryway. I might throw this box out. I just have to figure out A, what is in there? What do I have in there? And B, where can I replant those things so I can throw out that box? That box I don't like anymore. I don't like it next to my fireplace. I don't like it. So let's get rid of it. Not right now. I'll do it later. Hopefully I do it later. Okay, again, I'm not actually mopping my entryway. You guys are seeing things. I am just getting my steps in, if you will. But also I wanted a shiny floor, so it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good in there. I do need to declutter that entryway bookshelf thing. That thing is just the bane of my existence. I've complained about it for 16 months now, and I will complain about it forever until I figure out how to fix it. I can't take it out because I don't want to open up that space. What backs up to it? It backs up to the laundry room. And I don't want to have more noise elements from the laundry room into my living space because it's just loud. Okay, speaking of 1,000 dudes for zero credit, I put all of this together and realized I never hit record. There were more than one camera angles, which I'm sure is not just a me thing. There were several camera angles that you guys missed because I just never hit record, but here we are now. This is the Flexi Spot rug and with the padding, and I absolutely hate this stupid padding. It feels great under my feet, but once you set it down, you're committed to that spot. And I was trying to recenter the rug, and Sweet Potato came to help. On the windows / the lights above it so that it looks centered. And I was a little nervous because this is a big rug. It's an 8x10. And in my mind, this part of my dining room is small. So the way the house is intended to be used is this is like a breakfast nook, and the why don't you organize your bookshelf? Oh my God, it's so messy zone is formal dining. And we're not formal dining people. We're not formal anything people. And so we put our full table there, but the big rug it fits and it makes the space look significantly larger. And because that space looks significantly larger because of that size rug, the other rug that we're looking at now, the Amazon rug, being so much smaller in that space makes that space somehow so much larger, I think. Because like your brain's like, oh, well, if that rug fits there and makes that space look huge, this space has to be so much even bigger, huger. Personally, I think. I don't know. And here's something I want you guys to think about when we're looking at the final walkthrough and whatever videos come forward after that. The rug, the Amazon rug and the Flexi Spot rug. Do they go together? Do those patterns match because they actually kind of look good together? Or do those patterns match to me because I was watching a formal LuLaRoe rep talk about the pattern matching that they used to do. And now because those are so horrible, I've decided that these are okay. Like, are we matching like LuLaRoe matches or do they actually match? And by match, I mean complements or go together or whatever you want to say. Because I kind of think they do. I think it looks okay together, but I'm also not sure. And for some reason, I feel like these two are friends, right? And the one that's under my couch is not a friend and is like a very distant acquaintance to the Amazon rug. And they're all going out together. And so the one under the couch doesn't really have anything relevant to say, but wants to be polite. So just trying to stick with, how's the weather? Do you enjoy your job? Whereas Amazon rug and Flexi Spot rug are both talking crap about a coworker that they share. And so Ruggable is just like, yeah, she sounds terrible. I hate Pam. You know what I mean? Yes, Pam, I said that deliberately. I picked your name because I thought it'd be funny. All right. So, throwing away my box of trashy stuff that I had just been holding on to for several days because I wanted to use it as a trash can and all of that other recycling. And look, you guys, this little corner is all I have left, which is extraordinarily thrilling. Oh, by the way, privately, I've also done like 7 loads of laundry. I just want you guys to know that. Um, and I was going to avoid it one more time, but I haven't cleaned this off in so long and it's gross and bothers me. And why not? Why don't I? So I do. And I'm really happy about that. And I also made a fresh pot of coffee that I was like, you get to have this when you're done. I have a little rewardy treaty thing and it looks great. Okay. So as I'm doing this, you'll see me stop in a moment. Um, but it kind of looks like I just walk off camera. So both twice today, somebody knocks on my door and scares the ever living crap out of me. The first one, I had ordered groceries first thing in the morning and then absolutely forgot. So when they knocked, it scared the crap out of me. So I opened the door, I was like, I forgot about you. And I was like, oh no, my murderer. She goes, the murderer that knocks on the doors here. And I was like, yep. And then here I am cleaning off, and shortly there's another knock on the door. And this time I'm like, probably not a murderer, but we'll go check. And it was my friend. If you guys know my friend who has the daughter Katie who fell into the fire pit, it was both of them. They stopped by. Our Joanne Fabrics is going out of business, I guess. And she found this big coloring Halloween craft. And she's like, I know the twins love Halloween. So I got this. It was $3. And I was like, yes. And so apparently, Jessica, my friend, bought a bunch of things from Joanne Fabrics of what she thought her friends' kids would like. And now she is just like delivering them like a spring, I'd say Easter bunny. I was going to say Santa Claus, but like, like the Easter bunny who brings stuff. And so I thought it was so cute. My daughters were really excited. And then one of my kids was like, yes, let's definitely pick up Katie because my kids are really into picking up any human that's smaller than them. And Katie is not like a tiny toddler. She's grown enough to where picking her up is weird. But they did that for a little bit and that was nice. And I don't know, it was really cute. So Jessica, who watches my channel, thank you for not murdering me. And yeah, I'm really excited for the next person to knock on my door. Please don't be a murderer though. I want it to be like, I want it to be the person who delivers my beef jerky, even though it's Friday and I won't be able to eat it till tomorrow. All right, final results. Now, instead of giving you a really good walkthrough, look at how cute Sweet Potato's face is. That's what I wanted to show you. She has the best nose ever. And then Leroy gets really jealous if anybody has attention. So I wanted to show you his sad sack face. Look how sad he is. Nobody has played Lambie with him in a solid 10 minutes. So he is immensely neglected. And then I wanted to show you that Kesha definitely needs a haircut. Look at this Ewok. She needs a haircut so bad. But it's coming up. She'll get one soon. Don't worry. And then she'll look really, really, really fat. She needs her legs to be floofy to make her body fit in a little bit more. And so I realized I never put away my floor cleaner. So let's put that away because I am a professional YouTuber and I'm really good at setting up my end shots. There's my fresh coffee, my little treaty reward. Very excited for that. And look at how pretty my kitchen is. Not very many dishes. I am making spaghetti for dinner. And look, okay, everybody look, this rug versus that rug. They kind of go together, right? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong, you guys? I just cannot decide. It feels right in the wrongest way, kind of look good together. And then go over here. No, I don't go over here. I thought I showed you this. Yeah, I do. Okay, what do we think? Love you. Bye.